Just another quick announcement. Very excited. The City of Houston the announcement came out yesterday that the City of Houston was awarded a new Tiger 6 grant of $10 million. It is part of their intelligent transfer. Let me try this again. Yesterday, the city was awarded a new Tiger 6 grant that is part of their intelligent transportation design system grant that will, it is $10 million. It will allow us to work on improving traffic flow in Houston. It allows the funding of dynamic message signs, CCTV cameras, count stations, and signal detection, additional WiMAX. We have been working for some time to do real-time traffic management wherever possible, to be able to do congestion management where we can provide information to citizens to change their routes as we see traffic problems developing. We've also been investing in central signal manipulation systems. So this new Tiger grant will help us in that overall effort to optimize traffic flow in the City of Houston, and we are very excited to get this additional discretionary Tiger grant. I'm happy to answer any questions anybody has.
Could you talk a little bit? Okay, with passing new water conservation ordinance, is there something that ordinary people should know about that and learn about?
We passed unanimously and with no discussion today, a new water conservation plan for the City of Houston. But I want to emphasize what it is and what it is not. We are required to file a water conservation plan with the state of Texas. And we have filed a compliant water conservation plan that gives very modest goals for better water conservation and lays out how we're going to move into the future. I still have a water conservation task force that is meeting and examining various water conservation initiatives. We expect to meet and exceed the goals that we put into this, what is in essence a pro forma plan going to the state. And we're looking at a number of things that we believe would be game-changing. We're looking at everything from gray water systems to whether we should incent various types of conservation measures for Houstonians. Remember, we're in an area that is prone to flooding, not prone to drought. We're in an area where we have some of the most robust water rights in the state of Texas, and unfortunately, Houstonians have become used to having ample supplies of water. Our biggest problem today is water loss in the system before it reaches the retail consumer, and we have been focusing on improving our water loss record. But as the state stays in a lingering drought situation, as we become more conscious of the amount of growth that Houston's going to experience in the future, we realize that we're going to have to conserve to do the right thing for the future of Houston. And so we're going to continue to examine various conservation options that go above and beyond what has been filed with the state.
Mayor, just to follow up on that, you guys did the thing today with the state. When you're talking about your water task force, do you have a deadline for some more concrete plans? Well, they'll actually have to implement, or some sort of campaign?
Well, they're not going to be necessarily implementing items. They're going to be bringing them back to City Council, and I don't have a deadline. They had an initial presentation, and they laid out a number of areas, and one of the number one suggestions was that we launch a public awareness campaign across Houston. And unfortunately, about the time they came back with their report, the drought here lifted, our reservoir determined to make sure that we move forward on that in the next year, so that we're on the front side of future issues.
So, I mean, is that like sort of, I mean, can you give us any examples? Is it some small things like change your toilet, change your shower type of things? Or are you looking at encouraging people to have like, you know, change their landscaping because irrigation, for example?
We don't want to mandate, part of what the Water Conservation Task Force did was help us look at our drought ordinance, and we completely overhauled the drought ordinance. You know, we had a drought ordinance, we never had to use it before, so for the first time in the drought of 2011, we implemented the ordinance. They examined the ordinance, they came back with a number of suggestions. In addition to that, they had a number of ideas on how we could promote water conservation. And so some of those things are, yes, the water department can incent the installation of things like low-flow toilets. We can do a better job. In fact, we are considering an audit of meter billing in the city. There's a number of things we can, so there's both the financial side and the water conservation side. We continue to believe that the most important thing we can do is to limit losses in the public side of the system, or rather the city side of the system, rather than the retail side of the system. But there are a lot of things that individual Houstonians can do. And part of it is the kind of awareness campaigns where you don't run, you're brushing your teeth. You don't need to run water while you're brushing your teeth. You don't want to water your lawn in the heat of the day. A lot of just common sense things where it's not something where we want to mandate rules, it's where we just need to remind Houstonians common sense water conservation methods. And a lot of it's going to be about public